Now, from CBS News Miami, this is Facing South Florida with Jim DeFede.
Welcome to Facing South Florida. I'm Jim DeFede. Miami-Dade Mayor Daniela Levine Cava is up for re-election this year, and one of her challengers is a social media influencer with hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram and YouTube. His name is Alex Otaola. He is 45 years old and came to the United States a little more than 20 years ago and has built his own media empire. He hosts his own Spanish language show on YouTube, Hola Otaola, and last time I checked, he had nearly 700,000 subscribers. So while there are a lot of people who may not know who he is, politicians seeking the Cuban vote know him well and have been courting him for years. Now, Otaola announced his own run for mayor in a video last year, and here is part of that announcement.
My campaign for mayor of Miami-Dade County will be unlike any other political campaign because I will offer the voters a hard line against those who will impose their socialist, communist agenda on our people.
And Alex Otaola is here with us today, and I will just point out, even though you did fairly well speaking English, you did well speaking English, I know that you're more comfortable, you understand English pretty well, but you're more comfortable, you said, speaking in Spanish, so your translator is here, and so we'll be using him as well to translate the interview. But if you're comfortable speaking in English, do so, otherwise we'll make it work with the translator.
La campaña pretende hacerlo diferente.
The campaign intends to do this differently.
Por eso prefiero hablar español.
And that's why I rather speak Spanish.
Okay, so let's sort of start. I always like to ask a candidate running, why are you running? What is it why do you want to be mayor of Miami-Dade County?
Yo he decidido saltar a la política tras la exigencia de los propios seguidores. La gente quiere cambios en Miami-Dade. La gente está cansada del establishment establecido, de los políticos que mienten cada vez que tratan de conseguir los votos.
I started in politics as a demand from the people. People would like to have some changes in Miami-Dade. They are tired about the establishment and about the politicians that lie in order to get votes.
Okay, so I want to just sort of pick up on the issue that we're now dealing with, which is English. You say that you want to do things differently, run this campaign differently. Can you truly represent the citizens of Miami-Dade County if you are not comfortable speaking English when maybe upwards of 40 or 50% of the population doesn't speak Spanish?
Yo hablo a través de un traductor y las personas lo que necesitan es entender lo que se está diciendo y las personas entienden perfectamente lo que digo utilizando un traductor. Yo entiendo todo lo que me dices, puedo leer el teleprompter, puedo escribirlo, pero prefiero hacer la campaña en español para estar seguro que el mensaje llegue y no se desvíe a través de la pronunciación equivocada o no la utilización correcta.
I speak through an interpreter because people just need to understand what I say, and people do understand what I say. I can read the teleprompter, I can even write and understand, but I'd like to run this campaign in Spanish. I want to make sure that my message is conveyed properly with no mistakes, no misunderstanding.
All right, I want to talk about your message. And one of the things that you talked about, as we saw in that clip of your announcement, where you talked about rooting out communism, and in an interview with La Politica Online, you said that one of the proposals as mayor would be, and these were your words, cleanse Miami-Dade of communist doctrine. And when the interviewer asked you how you would carry out this cleansing, you said commissions should be created. Are you saying that as mayor of Miami-Dade County, you would create a commission to root out communists in Dade County?
Mi intención con la alcaldía del condado Miami-Dade es no permitir que los comunistas logren penetrar Miami tal y como lo han intentado tras la victoria de Fidel Castro.
My intention as a mayor of Miami-Dade is not to allow the communists to penetrate Miami as they have been trying since the triumph of Castro.
Para eso planeo someter obviamente a votación con las comisiones en las diferentes ciudades y en el condado, pues la creación de comisiones que encuentren la penetración comunista en nuestro condado.
In order to do that, I would like to submit to a vote in the different cities and the county to create some commissions to identify that penetration of communism in the county.
So would you have hearings to identify communists? Would these commissions hold hearings and try to figure out who the communists are?
No, las comisiones lo que harían o pretenderían hacer es investigar, pedir investigaciones sobre los diferentes negocios que podrían estar lavando dinero en Miami-Dade en favor de las dictaduras.
No, the commissions would be requesting investigations to identify those businesses that could be money laundering the money of those dictatorships.
Well, I guess I'm trying to figure out, do you believe that this communist infiltration has taken place at county government? Do you believe there are communists within Dade County government right now?
Bueno, acaban de encontrar, han salido reportajes en diferentes canales que chavistas forman parte del gobierno en el Doral.
Well, there have been some reports reporting that some chavistas have been found in the government of Doral.
Yo no creo que los comunistas están en el gobierno del condado, pero sí creo que han desplegado agentes de opinión y han abierto negocios que lavan dinero para las dictaduras en nuestra ciudad y en nuestros condados.
I don't believe there are communists in the county government, but some opinions makers have been deployed, and there are businesses laundering money in some cities and in the county.
You talk about money laundering, you talk about, I know as part of your campaign, you talked about parental rights in schools, you talked about immigration policy. It seems to me you're running for the wrong job. If you wanted to go after money laundering, you should run for state attorney. If you want to talk about education in the school system, you should run for the school board. If you want to deal with immigration policy, you should run for Congress. These don't seem like the issues for a mayor.
El tema es que no ha existido una voluntad política para trabajar con todos estos poderes específicamente y poder desde la alcaldía condal exigir que se investigue y que se trabaje en función de que el comunismo no destruya esta ciudad.
The point is that there has been no political work to work with all of these powers in order to demand investigation. We want to work as in order not to allow the communism to infiltrate the county.
You've taken a very hard line against Fidel Castro. You came here when I think you were 25 in 2003. Mm-hmm. You've been back several times to Cuba. How many times have you been back to Cuba?
11 times.
11 times. And one of the things that you said as mayor is that you would prohibit artists in Cuba, some of the artists in Cuba, from playing, for instance, in Miami, like Los Von Von, correct?
No, yo no digo que hay que prohibir a los artistas en Miami. Yo digo que hay que evitar que los artistas que responden al régimen cubano pues puedan venir a buscar dinero y a esparcir esa ideología en Miami-Dade.
No, I don't say that we should prohibit a Cuban artist to perform in Miami. What I say is that we should avoid a Cuban artist that support the Cuban government to come to Miami, make money, and to spread that ideology.
Is Los Von Von a band that you would not support coming to Miami?
Algunos de ellos, sí, forman parte.
Some of them, yes, they are part of that.
I want to show you, I'm sure you've seen this. This is video of you at a Los Von Von concert in Havana several years ago. Let's go ahead and play that. So that's you in Havana at the Los Von Von concert, in which the lead singer is acknowledging you, thanking you, singing to you, and you slightly bowing to him. How do you respond to the idea that you're being a hypocrite on this issue?
Esta no es hipocresía. Yo estaba allí haciendo un trabajo para el canal de televisión para el que trabajaba, siguiendo la línea editorial de ese canal de televisión. En ese momento ni era activista político, era una persona que militaba en el Partido Demócrata, y todos sabemos que cuando se llega de regímenes comunistas, bueno, pues no se tiene la idea clara de dónde está el enemigo.
I was not being hypocrite. I was working for the TV channel, following the publishing line of that TV channel I was working for. I was not a political activist at that time, even when I was a member of the Democratic Party. When you come from a communist party, there is no clear idea of what that is all about.
Okay, but you've said that, do you oppose people sending remittances to Cuba?
¿Cómo, perdón?
¿Usted está contra el envío de remesas a Cuba?
No.
No.
Do you oppose travel to Cuba?
No. Yo estoy a favor de que la familia ayude a la familia. Yo lo que estoy completamente en contra es de alimentar las arcas de la represión en Cuba. Y el que va de turismo a los hoteles de la dictadura en Cuba alimenta la represión.
No. I am in favor of family helping families. I'm against of people financing the repression in Cuba. People going as tourists in Cuba are financing repression in Cuba.
There was another video several videos of you at a hairstylist shop in Havana, where you
at the same time
where you did a commercial, essentially saying, you know, you prefer to go to Havana to get your hair styled rather than in Miami. Again, it just seems like your words don't match some of your rhetoric.
No es un problema de retórica. Es un problema de que yo fui a Cuba, enviado por el canal de televisión en el que trabajaba, donde se me dio la lista a los artistas que debía entrevistar, los negocios que debía promocionar, y eso fue lo que hice, cumplir con la línea editorial del canal de televisión para el que trabajaba.
It's not a matter of rhetoric. I went to Cuba to work for the TV channel I was working for, following their publishing line. I had a list of artists to interview, and I had a list of businesses to advertise.
Cuando yo hice el cambio al Partido Republicano, que lo hice públicamente en mi programa, tras ver a Jill Biden visitar La Habana para aprender del sistema de salud y del sistema de educación.
When I switched to the Republican Party, and I did that publicly after seeing Jill Biden visiting Havana to learn about the healthcare and education system.
Sabemos que esos son verdaderos sistemas que no funcionan.
We do know that those systems do not work.
Entonces, a partir de ese momento, me di cuenta que estaba militando en el partido equivocado, y a partir de ese momento mi cambio no ha tenido ningún tipo de contradicción.
As of that moment, I realized that I was a member of the wrong party, and as of that moment, I have been following the same line.
Okay, I want to just hold it here because I want to take a commercial break, come back, and then we'll continue the conversation and talk more about your run for mayor. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back. We are talking with Alex Otaola, a candidate for Miami-Dade mayor, and he is here with his translator. He understands a fair amount of English. I think he's following the prompter and the rest of it, but he's comfortable speaking in Spanish, and we're happy to accommodate him. I do want to, in the time that we have left, give you a chance to respond to certain things, because as you know, we've already talked a little bit about the fact that you don't speak English or not comfortable speaking English and representing the entire county. There was something that took place on your YouTube channel show back in 2017. I wanna just sort of show this clip of you in blackface. It was on Halloween of 2017. If we can show that clip, this is you. Apparently, this was for, as I said, for Halloween, and you were sort of at the time, I think, in a feud with a rapper by the name of Chocolate MC, and you were dressing like him and obviously making fun of him for marijuana smoking and the rest of it. Do you think it's appropriate to dress in blackface?
No. Es uno de los grandes errores que he cometido. De hecho, me he disculpado públicamente por esto. Por favor.
No, not at all. That has been one of the biggest mistakes that I have made, and I have apologized publicly for that.
El teatro en Cuba, yo soy actor de formación.
In the theater in Cuba, and I'm an actor as a background.
Existe el teatro vernáculo.
There is the vernacular theater.
El teatro vernáculo interpreta a personas de color como los chinos, por ejemplo, o los afrodescendientes, a través de otros caracteres.
And that kind of theater impersonates people such as colored people, African descendant people.
Y no tenía en ese momento la conciencia de cuán ofensivo podría resultar para la comunidad afroamericana.
And at that time, I was not aware of how offensive that could be for the African American community.
You had been in the country at that point for 14, 15 years.
Pero no tenía la conexión con las comunidades, o no tenía el conocimiento dentro de lo que podía ser irrespetuoso. De hecho, aún allí no había, creo, cambiado de partido todavía.
But at that time, I didn't have that connection with the communities. I didn't have that knowledge. I didn't know that was irrespectful, and I was a member of the other party.
Sin embargo, esto fue, como bien usted dice, en Halloween. Fue una personificación de un personaje artístico y no resulta ofensivo, por ejemplo, las caretas que venden de Obama.
And that, however, that was during Halloween, and I was impersonating this artist. I didn't know that was offensive, and they didn't speak, for example, about those Obama masks.
Well, let me ask you another thing, because do you believe that the only thing that Puerto Rico has is people with food stamps?
No.
Because I wanna play for you. This is from your show back in March 15th of 2022. Let's play that.
Puerto Rico no aporta a Estados Unidos riqueza alguna. Y las colonias, todas absolutamente aportan a sus colonizadores riquezas. Y Puerto Rico lo único que tiene es gente con fustan.
So that's you arguing that Puerto Rico contributes nothing economically to the United States, and the translation, as I understand it, is the only thing that Puerto Rico has is people with food stamps.
Eso fue lo que dije, y al día siguiente de eso también ofrecí una disculpa por las personas que se sintieron ofendidas. Creo que si conseguiste ese fragmento del programa puedes tener perfectamente la disculpa que di públicamente.
Yes, I said that, and the next day I apologized to the people that I had offended. If you got that part of the show, you could have gotten also the part of the show where I apologize.
But why do you say these things? Because this isn't an isolated example, whether it's you appearing in blackface, you talking about Puerto Ricans, you've made comments, other comments that people find offensive. It seems as if you're not very careful with the words that you choose on your program.
En este caso de los puertorriqueños fue una situación que yo estaba analizando de un artista específico. Era hablando de manera general y fue una inconsciencia de mi parte. Pero después, ya les digo, ofrecí una disculpa a la comunidad puertorriqueña y ellos la aceptaron. De hecho, los comentarios en el show fueron muy positivos.
In this particular case, I was speaking about a Puerto Rican artist, and I generalized. I was not aware of that, and the next day I apologized to the Puerto Rican community, and they accepted. I received positive comments in the show.
Okay, I want to go back to politics for a second. Is Roger Stone still an advisor for your campaign?
Roger Stone formó parte de la organización inicial de mi campaña. Su oficina se acercó a mí para mostrar su interés en apoyarme a organizar toda la campaña, pero ya no está conmigo.
His office, he was part of the initial organization. There are people of their office came to us to show their willingness to support us, but he's no longer a member of my campaign.
You've had so many politicians on your show, yet none of them, to my knowledge, have endorsed you. Not Maria Vera Salazar, not Marco Rubio, not Carlos Jimenez, Mario Diaz-Balart. Why aren't they endorsing you? Is it because they think that you're not a serious candidate?
Tendría que preguntarle eso a ellos, ¿no? Pero realmente yo no busco el endorsement de los políticos. Mi intención de llegar a la alcaldía es justamente hacerlo completamente diferente a como lo ha hecho el establishment hasta ahora. Entonces, no es eso lo que necesito. El presidente Trump, por ejemplo, me ha incluido en la lista de la coalición latinoamericana que lo apoya, ha mencionado mi nombre, pero tampoco estoy esperando el endorsement de ningún político. Yo quiero llegar a la alcaldía del condado Miami-Dade con el voto de la gente y para trabajar en cambiar las cosas.
I would have to ask them, but I'm not seeking their endorsement of any politician. I want to make it as a mayor. I want to make things different than the establishment. I don't need the endorsement of traditional politicians. For example, Trump included me in his Latin American coalition. He has mentioned my name, but I don't expect endorsement from a politician. I want to make it as a mayor with the vote of the people, and I want to make changes.
But again, do you think that they just don't think you're a serious person? That you have this show on YouTube where you say outrageous things, and so while they don't mind being associated with you to take advantage of you, they don't really respect you.
Yo no lo tomo como un irrespeto. Yo creo que es su opción y considero que ellos tienen el derecho de endorsar a quien quieran. No es ese mi objetivo y no es esa mi aspiración. Yo no necesito, el reconocimiento de los políticos para correr esta campaña. I don't really need it.
All right. We only have a few seconds.
I don't take it like that. It is their option, their right to endorse me or not. It is not my aspiration that they do that. I don't need the recognition of politicians.
All right. I think that's all the time that we have. We'll have you back. If there's a runoff, I'd love to have you come back.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, we'll maybe we can even do this again. Who
If
knows?
you want to do differently, vote for me.
All right, we got that in English. Okay, we'll be right back after the break. If you have any thoughts or comments, feel free to contact me at jdefede@cbs.com. I do enjoy hearing from you. Well, that's all the time we have. We'll be back again next week. Thanks again for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.